call me Mario Kart World. Probably with your girl. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Game Skits. Today, and only today, I am here with what I think is finally my Mario Kart World review. The game has been out for about a week now. I have logged in about 55 to 60 hours in the game, so I am pretty deep into the game, and I figured I'm at that point where I think I know my stance on the game. Obviously, you know, it's a kart racer, and just like any game, over time your thoughts change, but I figured, you know, I would at least give my thoughts on everything so far in the game, the good, the bad, the incredible, what can be improved, what I want to see in the future. Just sit down, relax, have a good conversation. And of course, if you want to see more Mario Kart on the channel and you're enjoying, you know, the mix of Sonic and Nintendo stuff, please make sure to subscribe to your boy and let me know in the comment section below if you are enjoying the schmicks. But let's get right into it. So Mario Kart World. Now there's a lot of things I want to talk about. I'm probably going to be jumping all over the place, but the first thing we have to talk about is how does it feel to play? How is the inherent gameplay? Because that is like first and foremost above everything else, the most important thing. How does it feel to play in the car? And I gotta say, in this series, I think Mario Kart World is by far the most fun gameplay in the series. Like when I think genuinely of like what is the game with my favorite mechanics and gameplay stuff, this one is it for me. It just feels so incredibly good, right? Like the drifting feels beautiful, the colors on the drift looks amazing, you know, the controls feel so tight, it's so polished. I love being able to like spam different tricks in the air. I love that if you do left tricks or right tricks, you actually like heavily, you know, get pushed to one direction or another. I adore the jump mechanic, you know, where you can jump onto the wall, onto a grind rail. I feel like that's still something that I'm trying to figure out and learn as I've been playing the game, right? But it's like, it's just so satisfying to learn. You know, it's so satisfying to go on the grind rail and like jump on it multiple times to get more boost, and then jump off of it to get another boost, and then bouncing off somebody's head or using it to, you know, dodge an item. Like, it's like mechanically, this is just the most sound and the most fun one in the series, because I always said, like, with the anti-gravity in 8, even though I really loved, like, you know, the look and feel of 8, right? I felt like the anti-gravity just kind of blended into the course, right? Like, you would just basically almost never notice when anti-grav would happen. You just felt like you were just racing on the course. Maybe there were some times where like you would go to a side, but for the most part, it just kind of felt like you were driving. When you bumped into people, you got a boost, right? But here, the jump button, like, inherently changes how you play the game. And even like when you're in the air and you boost, like you do a trick onto a wall so you can ride on the wall, like the inherent movement is all skill based, you know. And of course, I'm sure you're seeing these online videos of people doing these crazy skips and these crazy jumps through levels. I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where I can do that, and I can maybe understand where that skill ceiling is so high that some people will be like, well, how am I gonna win a race? But in a just a pure mechanical standpoint, how it feels to play, how the carts feel, how the Shmoon feels, I am like beyond happy. You know, this is the happiest I've been since like Double Dash in terms of a hook slash mechanic for a game, because Double Dash was really the last time I felt like they tried something where I was like, oh shit, this is like a major, you know, gameplay switch up, like, you know, switching the partners to choose which item you're about to use, you know, switching up like that. Like, that was fun, right? And so with Mario Kart 8, again, the movement like was like cool because you could boost into people, but it was an aesthetic thing. Whereas here, it feels like there's tech, there's cool skills, there's cool movement stuff, and there's still stuff to experiment and learn as I am like this deep into the game. And of course, the feel and mechanics only feel as good as the tracks that come with them. And Mario Kart World is interesting, right? Because you have like a bunch of tracks in the game. I think it's like 32 of them, but you technically have more because you have the intermission courses, which is when you are driving from one course to another. Now, I remember pre-launch, a lot of people had concern about this, you know, thinking that like, oh, were these just gonna be like annoying or straight lines or anything? I'm not gonna lie to you, like, as I've played more and more like intermission courses, you know, where I go from, I don't know, Koopa Troopa Beach to, you know, Peach Stadium, or from Great Block Ruins down to Moo Moo Meadows, like stuff like that, where like I've finally loved really seeing the differences between going from like point A to point B. You know, I feel like I said when it came to the gameplay for me is so engaging and fun that like I just feel like I'm taking these different paths. And yeah, I do feel there are moments where I'm like, I would like to just just do the traditional 3, you know, laps, right? Because the game is weird. The way it does it is when you pick an intermission track, it'll make it so that like when you're in versus race, you either pick a versus race where it's purely 3 laps, or when you pick an intermission, it'll be like the track is you racing to the track and then you do 1 lap around it and then boom, you're done, right? So the way that's handled is a bit weird. I wish you could kind of like an online versus just pick like, hey, I just want to do the traditional 3 laps, because these tracks are fucking awesome, right? Like for example, Boo Cinema, I love so much. Like the aesthetic of like this ghost house here where the colors fit up is super, super good. DK Spaceport is an obvious memorable. You see it everywhere where you're going up the DK tower that I love. Mario Bros Circuit is such a good Mario circuit. And again, I'm used to doing it a lot in intermission that I haven't gotten to play it a lot just in 3 lap tradition, but that track is fucking awesome, right? You have Peach Beach, which looks amazing. You have Great Question Block Ruins, which is like the sick sky area that just looks beautiful, right? It's got these like, you know, these blocks everywhere. It's got these clouds you can jump on. Like the aesthetic of it is super, super good. You've got Dry Bones Burnout, which like is this sick looking Dry Bones level where it feels festive, but also like it's way better than what was the one from A Dry Bone Ruin? Not what was it? It was called it was that one stage in Mario Kart 8 that no one cared about. But again, you have like the remake of Sky High Sunday, which is incredible to play in. I love Toad's Factory. Wario Stadium feels so grandiose. Like there's that point where you jump into, you know, the part where like it flares up, which is so incredibly fun. You have stuff like Crown City. I love Crown City. I've always been a sucker for city levels in games. You know, you have the bird. What's the Birdo one? Salty Speedway. That's the one it is. So that one is just incredible. And overall, like just the track list. I don't want to sit here and here's the thing. I couldn't, even if I wanted to, sit and review every track because of all the intermission versions of one track to another. So like I said, going from, you know, DK Spaceport to DK Pass or Dino Jungle to Desert Hills or to Shy Guy Bazaar, like these are also their own ways of getting to tracks and they feel fun. It feels refreshing. It feels like every time I play it, I'm taking a new path to a different track. And because I said earlier, the gameplay itself is so fucking good, right? I don't ever feel like I'm just going a straight road. The only time I felt like I'm on a straight road, I guess, would be like the bridge. Like there's one area that I don't think it's a stage, but it's like it's technically an intermission course where you're going from a bridge to another area, and that's like a straight highway. You can technically ride up the bridge, but that's like one I can think of where I'm like, all right, I'm just going straight here. And there are moments like that where the areas are really big and open, and maybe there's nothing too dynamic going on. But because I am just having fun karting and, you know, worrying about what items I have and don't have, it still feels incredibly fun. So I gotta say, like, just on the main track list, like Acorn Heights is fire. Airship Fortress is awesome, right? Boo Cinema is sick. Bowser's Castle this time around is so fucking cool. It's like in the sky. It's like separated. It's got this like heavy rock vibe to it. You know, Choco Mountain is hella dope. Cheap Cheap Falls is gorgeous, right? This is like Japanese aesthetic to it, which looks incredibly good. Dino Jungle's remake is so good. Like it's just Peach's Stadium is such a good celebration of Peach's Castle. Like I don't know, man. I am loving the track design. Please let me know in the comment section below what is your favorite. And man, the track design has been so much fun. But I will say, yeah, like I said, some of the intermissions can be better than others. Like there's obvious ones where I'm like, all right, this one is kind of basic. But a lot of them, like you can do a lot of cool shortcuts, and the shortcuts stand out a lot when it comes to the main modes. Like for example, Knockout Tour. I have to talk about Knockout Tour because Knockout Tour has become a drug addiction for me. I have become addicted to Knockout Tour and wanting to win a Knockout Tour, but I also think it is one of the best things they have ever done in these series, including the fact that now the game is 24 racers. It makes it so that everything is way more chaotic. I guess before Knockout Tour, I should talk about 24 racers as a thing. I never want to go back. You know, I know some people are like, man, 24 is a lot of chaos, but for me, it's good chaos. At the end of the day, when it comes to Mario Kart, it's always been like, hey, it's a bit of skill, but it definitely involves chaos. And so with 24 racers, there is as equal opportunity to fuck over 15 people as there is for them to fuck me over. And while that can hurt sometimes, you know, there is something much more painful about seeing yourself go from like first to like 18th to 20th versus what it used to be like you would go from like first place to like fifth or sixth place. You know what I mean? Or like it felt a little less, dangerous and painful back then. But there's something about how exhilarating it is now from even going from 20th to like fifth or first, like how much you can come back with the items, right? Obviously with the items, like the items are crazy this time around because you have your traditional items like your red shells, your golden mushrooms, your triple mushrooms, but you have some stuff that are additions. Like for example, you have that hammer bro item that like is really fucking good, that you toss it forward and it like can hit enemies. You have the ice flower that like spins people out. You have you have the boomerang. One item I hate is Kamek, not because I have an issue with I like the idea of Kamek causing a random effect, but because Kamek is why I can't get my fucking swooper. I want the stupid little bat, but you can only get the bat. I'll talk about unlockables after. That's like a whole other can of worms and issues I have with the game. But right, I was saying, so like because there are 24 racers, everything is so much more chaotic, right? Like bullet bills feel more impactful when you're passing that many people. Lobbies are becoming more and more full. Like I'm able to fill lobbies with 24 people super easily, and it's been just so much fun, bro. Like I love the 24 racer lobby. Like I think for me, I can never go back. I love the chaos and I love the item mixes in it because there are times, I'm using triple mushrooms to cut through big grass parts, and passing people. You can even push people off the rails if you boost in front of them. Like it's just so good and so satisfying to pass people. And yes, does it feel shittier this time around when like you're getting hit way more with random stuff? Yes, I will say the mega mushroom has become the enemy of God, right? Because there's something about the mega mushroom coming up to you and crushing like 5-6 people that feels way worse. The thunder this time around feels more violent, like there are items that feel more powerful, whereas there's items that feel, a little nerfed, like, bullet bill's a little nerfed because it doesn't knock people out, it just pushes them out the way, which I think makes sense because like imagine like 2 people in the back are using bullet bill and just like trampling all over everyone. I feel like it would be a little annoying, but I get it. There's some item balance changes, but I love how much chaos there is, and the chaos really stands out in Knockout Tour. At this point, if you guys have watched my channel or have been on the internet at all, you know what Knockout Tour is. It's elimination mode, right? So first, you got to be in the top 20 from the first race. You're doing one big intermission course, right? You're doing that, right? You're going all the way up to, then you got to be 18th or higher, or 16th and higher. Then you got to be 12th and higher. Then you got to be 8th and higher, 4th and higher, and then ultimately the winner. They technically let you finish the course if you're in the top 4. Like technically the top 4 are the winners, right? But yeah, this is where the heart and soul, I feel like, of the game really stands. I mean, this is effectively their battle royale, right? This is their version of like, hey, I know you want that victory royale so badly, and you're gonna keep playing till you get it. And obviously, if you've seen my channel, I have struggled to get this win, right? It's been a nightmare. People are messing me up, hitting me with items all the time. Like it's a brutal fight, right? But it's so addicting. Like you want that Knockout Tour win so badly, especially when you get close. Like when you make it to top 3, you're like, okay, this is the one. This is the one, right? Because it's not like Fortnite where like when you get down to the last 5-6 people, it really does come down to a lot more skill. Whereas here it's definitely skill, but it's also like, if someone has a red shell and it hits me, I'm fucked, right? And so there's an incredible mix of that, but I just love that it does like 3-4 tracks of intermission checks where you're just racing from racetrack to racetrack to racetrack. It makes it feel like 1, you're going on a journey, and 2, like it's just so satisfying, right? But Nintendo, please, I need you to hear me out, buddy. Fix the spectating, all right? Fix the damn spectating. I hate that if I get knocked out on a Knockout Tour, I can only see who's in first place. I think that is incredibly dumb. I think that's bad for stuff like tournaments, where people want to be able to spectate different players, how they're doing. Like, I don't know who at Nintendo thought that it was okay for the spectating to be in only first place. Like, I think that is a genuinely dumb thing, and I feel like it is actively ruining some knockout tours, because there's been a lot of times where when I lose a knockout tour and I'm in a group of friends, I just leave because I'm like, I don't want to just sit and look at first place the whole time. Like, I would like to at least go to my friend and say, like, dude, you're catching up, throw this, or like, switch to another guy, be like, dude, oh, you're going there, like, do this. Like, stuff like that would be so much more dynamic and enjoyable if you were spectating someone, as opposed to being stuck to watching first place, be like, all right, well, this guy's in first. I really pray Nintendo first and foremost takes that feedback and adds that ASAP. I need that feature added ASAP to the game, no questions asked. But yeah, Knockout Tour for me has been the star of the show. It's funny, right? Like, I have played more Knockout Tour than I have traditional, like, you know, 3-lap variants. And in fact, like, I feel like I've been doing that a lot more in general. Like, the Grand Prix had intermission courses, and I love that, right? Knockout Tour is going from one track to another with intermission courses, and I love that. And then, like, Versus Race, like, I've been enjoying that. I do it sometimes, but yeah, I really want those Knockout tournaments because they feel more satisfying, right? And when it comes to the online, yeah, you have your, or your content, you have, like, you know, the Grand Prix, which Grand Prix was great. I loved it this time around. Obviously, Rainbow Road is immaculate this time around. This is the best Rainbow Road in the series. I have never been more stunned, right, by how gorgeous a Rainbow Road is. It feels like it celebrates the series. I feel like the Rainbow Road could be its own Knockout Tour rally. I hope they add it in the future because it feels like, you know, since the Rainbow Road is like a 6-lap track, they can make it its own Knockout Tour. And I hope they add more, like, you know, different Knockout Tour paths because I think they could do it, you know. And I actually love that you can play like the tracks backwards. Technically, they designed it in like a really smart way. And I haven't even touched on free roam, right? So this is one of the big hooks of the game that Nintendo introduced was free roam, right? And so free roam is effectively, hey, this giant world where we have all the tracks in, you can explore it. You can go off the roads, you can go on the roads, you can go on the buildings, you can go on everything. And oh god, I have so much to say about free roam. So on paper, I love free roam. Like, I genuinely, like, for the bottom of my heart, love it. I love the idea of being able to explore this version of the Mushroom Kingdom. I love the idea of racing from one place to another. And there is so much in it, especially the P challenges, right? The whole thing about the whole, like, main hook of it is that you're finding these P block challenges throughout the world, right? And apparently, there's over 300 of those motherfuckers. I've found about 100 of them, you know, so I felt like I've, you know, done a lot of it, but I apparently still have a shit ton to do. But these are so good. Like, you're ranging some of these from, you know, flying in the sky, you know, and going through rings to, like, sometimes doing insane tech, like you have to do like a wall jump to another wall jump to another wall jump. Like, the game is trying to teach you to be better at it while also introducing some cool stuff. Like, there are unique enemies and mechanics and things that you only see when you do those P block challenges. Like, there's one P block challenge where you go on and then you go on this green flower and the green flower is extending itself forward. There's like these manta rays that spawn out of the water in one of them. Like, there are just so many creative uses of them. Like, there's barrels you can jump in to blow you up in the air, like when you're in DK Spaceport. Like, there is so much cool shit in the open world. But the biggest problem, and I don't know who thought this was okay, there's no tracker. Like, there's no way to track the ones you've done. Like, at least make it so that when I open the map, it shows the P ones that I've done and has them, like, grayed out. You know, like, the idea that I don't know where all of them are is fine. I can go about exploring, but at least give me, like, a vicinity type thing. Like, be like, hey, in this region, there's, like, 25 of them and you've completed this many, right? And I would go around looking for the rest of them, right? But the fact that there's no tracker besides telling me, hey, you've cleared this many, I'm like, what? Like, how am I supposed to remember every time I boot up the game where are the ones I've done and where are the ones I haven't done? It's dumb, right? Especially, and again, for something that is so fun. Like, I love getting those pieces, which whenever I find one, I get excited. And it's made it so that I can jump into the game alone or with friends and have a good time. You know, obviously when I play with friends, I'm just going and getting those question bar. There's also these gold question blocks that you can find in each track in the open world that you can fast travel to them. Those are a little bit of a bitch to find, but I get why they might be a little more secret. But yeah, I don't see any reason there should not be a tracker for the P block switches because they're so fun. And my other issue with the open world is I wish they had given you like something to tie it all together. Like, even if you, I don't know, had a fucking toad, be like, yo, dude, like, there's a bunch of these things around this area. If you could clear this for me, if you could clear like 5 P-block challenges for me, I'll give you a costume, right? Or I'll give you an exclusive car part or something, like some reason to make me want to do the open world stuff. I feel like Nintendo almost missed out themselves on doing that, right? Like having, like, you know, there's Yoshis and Toads and a bunch of other characters like walking around the world. Make some kind of thing. Like, one thing that the free roam has is it has Nabbit in certain areas, and when you find Nabbit, you just gotta chase him, and you know, he dies, and then you get some coins or maybe a sticker, right? But like, it would have been a cool like quest log type thing where it was like, hey, Nabbit's all over the world. If you can find him in all these places, you'll get like an exclusive Nabbit card or something, you know, like just something where like it would feel, I don't know, like I almost feel, it drives me crazy because I'm like, in some ways I'm like, you're almost shooting yourself in the foot, because there's so much cool shit in the open world. Like, I'm driving on top of buildings, discovering things, discovering P-block challenges. I'm flying around with, you know, caped Koopas from, you know, Mario World. I'm seeing enemies from all across the series, right? But like, you could have done something to attach it all together, right? Like I said, it wouldn't even have to be anything complicated. Literally just have a Toad, you know, be like, hey, there's 5 P-blocks in like this vicinity, right? Clear them for me, I'll give you this, right? Talk to a Yoshi where it's like, hey, I can't find my other Yoshi friends, you know, try to find them while doing these challenges, right? Like, that's what drives me so crazy, is like the challenges are so creative and fun. Like, there's one in Moo Moo Meadows where you're dodging all the cows, right? There's some, like I said, in Peach Beach where you're dodging the cataquackers, or you're jumping through the waves of the water. Like, there is really cool shit, and there's shit that really tests your skills and abilities. But it's the fact that there's nothing to really tie it together, and your reward for it is ass. Like, your reward for it is a sticker, and these stickers, I can't even see them. It's not like I can place a bunch of stickers on a car I like and make it look like the way I want to. It's like a little sticker that like is next to my profile. I don't know. I really felt like they fumbled the bag in terms of your reward, because like, and even like how you unlock some stuff is so baffling to me. So one of the ways you unlock things in the game, and I want to talk about unlockables right now while we're at it. I love the costumes, right? The costumes are awesome. Like, the Peach costumes have been incredible. I love the Lakitu costumes, like his little Japanese fit with the fishing rod. Like, I love, you know, the pro racer fit for Peach. I love Mario's costumes. I love that even, you know, Pauline has a cool racer outfit. I love that, you know, Daisy has the Sarasaland fit. Like, I love all the costumes. I love Toadette has your little strawberry shortcake cup. Like, I love the costumes. I think the costumes are super cool, and every time I open the game, I feel like everyone's playing a different racer. I'm seeing someone use a different outfit. I'm seeing some people playing the NPC characters. Like, I see so many people playing, obviously, the cow, the penguin, you know, the what's it called, the crab. Like, it's fun seeing people, you know, use like Bitty Bug or all these different characters from the series. And like, in terms of the roster, I'm super happy. I always get annoyed when people are like, these enemies like are taking slots. I'm like, no, they're not. These are enemies that were gonna be placed in the open world, and they just made it so that they could be in a car. Like, this did not take away from a main costume or a main character. Like, this was probably like, it's kind of like how Sakurai designs, you know, the Echo Fighters, where like Echo Fighters don't take slots from other characters. You know, they are just a means, right? They are just something that you just, you know, it's easy for them to make, so they add them in for the fans. And I feel like that's how they were with the enemy characters, the NPC characters, as they call them, in Mario Kart World. You know, it costs them nothing to make the cow playable. So I'm glad that they did for that. And I will say, unlocking these NPC characters is stupid. And I think even unlocking the costumes is kind of weird, right? So the way you get costumes in the game is you get these food bag items in the open world. And I just feel like they could have made it more difficult to unlock some of these costumes, because like, really all you need to do in a lot of cases is like pick a character you want, like that has costumes available to them, teleport to a place in the map, grab a food bag, and boom, you have a costume. You know, like, it would have been cool, like I said, if, I don't know, I picked Baby Mario, and when I went to Cheep Cheep Falls, there was a quest line where it was like, hey, do these set of challenges and I'll give you, you know, this food bag, and this food bag will give you a costume, right? Like, something like that would have been so cool, as opposed to like, well, I could just technically get these costumes in 5 minutes if I wanted to. So, and that's my thing about the game, is I just think the unlockables and things are like handled super weirdly. Another thing is the way you get the NPC characters is by Kamek, right? So Kamek has to like, someone needs to use the Kamek item, sweep through the characters, and you all switch to an NPC character. Now, this is all silly and fun, which is cool, until there's a character you can't get. Like, I most notably have been trying to get Swooper, the fucking bat, and I cannot get him for the life of me. You know, I know he appears in Dandelion Depths, but you know, because I've never getting Kamek in Dandelion Depths, or sometimes I miss Kamek, right? Or, you know, I've repeated the track over and over in solo. I've done it in multiplayer. I'm like, at what point is it like, dude, just like, can I just use my coins in the game to buy the character instead of waiting forever to potentially get a character I really want to play as? Like, I just think that system is super dumb and super weird. Again, you're gonna get most of the characters, the NPC characters in there, but yeah, it's just weird how they handle the unlockables in the game, and even the cars, right? Like, I get like the cars, once you get, I think, about 3,000, 4,000 coins, you basically have access to all the cars. I just wish there was more. You know, I wish there was more cars. I wish there was more, like, you know, secret unlockables for doing all, you know, the question mark blocks in the open world stuff. Like, that's what's so weird to me. My issues are technically side things, right? Like, if this game was a traditional Mario Kart, right, the P block switches would have just been mission mode, right? And, you know, single player Grand Prix would have been intermission course, whatever. Versus would have been versus. Like, in some sense, like, that stuff doesn't matter. It's almost like it's something that's here, whereas like I'm here. And like the main gameplay and tracks and everything that matters is incredible. It's so Mario Kart. It's so Nintendo. The character animations are chef's kiss. They're immaculate. They're fun. Like, I love how different characters have different taunts depending on what costumes they're wearing. And like I said, I love the flow of the game, right? But then it's like they try this open world stuff that I'm loving, and it's like, I can't lie to you, every time I open the game, I'm like, let me go around the open world, see what I can find, what I can discover, and that's been nice. You know, there's something about that. Oh my god, I haven't even started with the music. The music is so good in this game, man. This has to be one of Nintendo's best OSTs of all time. So this time around, for the most part, they've opted for a Smash-like experience where all the songs are basically remixes, except for the original stages. These remixes are unbelievable. I literally, like, every time I open the game, I feel like I hear a new remix. I hear like a relaxed version of a Galaxy from Galaxy. I'm hearing Mario 64 Dire Docks remixes. I'm hearing Mario 2 opening remixes. I'm hearing Mario Kart remixes. Like, there are so many incredible orchestrated songs that I pray that this game gets at least nominated for best OST of the year. And I think for me, it's going to be. I mean, I think there are people in like the music YouTube sector that are still discovering new songs, right? And I think the game needs a jukebox mode. Maybe I can understand why they didn't have it, because they were like, let's let people experience the song. I'm sure they're going to add a jukebox mode eventually. That feels like it's an obvious thing. I feel like a lot of games end up adding a jukebox later in their lifetime. I think they want people to experience the music in its, you know, organic style first. But yeah, like, some of the remixes are just so incredible, man. I wouldn't even be doing it justice by talking about it. You just gotta listen to some of these, bro. Like, I heard one that was for like Baby Park, and it was like an EDM remix. It's crazy, like the shit that they're doing. And it's like not even a remix Mario Kart tracks. Like, there's tracks from Mario 3, Mario 2, Mario 1, Mario 64. There's like remixes of Jump Up Superstar. Like, they went insane with the soundtrack, and it feels like a celebration of the Mario series. And like, man, it's just there's so much about the game that I like want to talk about, but I've already said a lot. But my issues with the game, I feel like, are things that can be at least added in the future. Like, I think they can patch in a tracker on the map, right? I think they can patch in, you know, unlocking characters maybe via coins. Obviously, they can add more unlockables. Maybe they can add, you know, colors that you could, you know, switch the cars to. Like, it's like, you know, there is the Cloud car, but I would love what if like the Cloud car had like 2 or 3 color variants you could unlock. You're already giving me the, you know, all these cool costumes and changes. Like, let me go like one step forward with this stuff, you know, and just like little stuff like that matters to me, because Knockout Tour is fantastic. Grand Prix is awesome. It's Grand Prix as you would expect it to be. Battle mode, I know is nerfed this time around. It's kind of whatever, but I also have never fully cared about battle mode too much to like care to even like talk about it in that sense, you know, or care about it. I gotta say, like, the online experience has been incredibly smooth. I mean, this is probably the best and smoothest Nintendo online experience I've ever had. I mean, the fact that I'm being filled in with 24 racer lobbies, and I don't even know if I've ever disconnected. I think maybe like one time, and it was probably because my Wi-Fi was acting up, but it was straight up like out of like my 60 plus hours, I have maybe had one disconnect. There's little stuff like, for example, and again, this is like a first world problem because not many people are dealing with this, right? So I wish you could make a fully private lobby that only people with a code could get into. Right now, the problem is like if you make a lobby, anyone that's on your friend list can get in, you know, and like that's all fine because there's 24 races and there's usually more than enough space for people, but it makes it so that sometimes if you just want like specific people to get in, you can't have that. Like anyone can just get in your lobby. So that's like, you know, one other issue I have. That's again a little quality of life issue. I wish you could do the P block challenges in multiplayer. I get maybe why they don't, so that it doesn't cheat it where like they can just go through the ring and break the instance, but just make it so that only I can see that I'm doing the challenge. I don't know, something like that would have been really useful. But again, I get it because maybe your friend can mess with you, push you off to the side while you're doing a challenge. I don't know, but I love the photo mode. I think the photo mode is really cool. I've been getting a lot of use out of that, you know, taking pictures with friends and everything. And man, like this really has been so refreshing. After a decade of Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart World just feels like a breath of fresh air. Like I said, with every problem I have with a side thing, it doesn't stop it that the main course, like the main dish of the game, which is the racing, is so incredibly fun and is my favorite it's been in the series. And I am so curious to see how they go about like content mapping for this game. Is it going to be that we're getting updates every month or two? Are we going to be getting more costumes? Are they going to be adding like DLC tracks frequently? Or is there going to be events in the open world? Like my hope is that they do events, right? And make it so that like, all right, you do this event, you get a costume, right? Make it so that it's a little bit more rewarding to rank up online and do stuff. I feel like they have the capacity to do it. Maybe they just want to launch it just to see how everything would be, get everyone used to things. Maybe eventually you can add 200 CC, make it crazy. But for now, I love the chaos. I love playing it. I think Mario Kart World is incredible. Now, obviously, some people are going to ask, is it worth the $80? I just don't think that conversation is useful to me, at least, because $80, like, money is subjective. There are some baffling choices that make me go like, why would you do that? But yeah, for the most part, I felt like I've gotten my money's worth. I mean, to be fair, 90% of people are getting it for $50 because of the bundle. But even if you bought it at full price, I'm like, it's Mario Kart. You're going to be playing this for a decade, pretty much, almost. You know what I mean? I hope and I wonder to see what they're going to do when it comes to DLC and DLC pricing and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm just so excited, man. I'm so happy. Even now, like, I'm itching to just go and play more. I just want to play Mario Kart, you know, all day, all night, all that's on my mind. And I think they really did cook something special here that I think is going to get crazier over the years. And so yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about Mario Kart World? You know, is it not enough for you? Should they have done more? Are there more problems you have? Are you happy on it? Are you hyped? Like for me, I adore the game so much. And like I said, any problems I had were really linked to some of the unlocks and side content, and I think it can be improved. So guys, thank y'all for watching. Y'all are the best. I love you. And of course, I will see you all next time. Peace out. Woo!